Okay, so this was the week where, in yet another memoir by a former Trump official whose book you won't buy at the Hudson News on your next flight, we learned that Trump tested positive for coronavirus 3 days before his debate with Joe Biden in September of 2020. And not only that, but unlike what the public and Biden's team were told, Trump didn't receive a negative test before that debate. He didn't test as per stipulations and regulations of that debate. We all know this because of a new book by Mark Meadows, which is Trump's fourth and final chief of staff, who repeatedly misled and lied to the public about COVID-19's transmission, but I guess now wants that public's support to buy his book.
He's trying to sell books.
Mm-hmm. It's not clear, though, if Meadows thinks what he is reporting on is actually bad, like what he recounted is bad. So let's get there with this story. But he did test positive. Trump did test positive 3 days before this debate, right? And according to Mark Meadows, who is devoutly Christian, and I'll show you to what extent he is Christian, Trump's reaction when he found out that he was positive for COVID-19 on December 26th was, and this is Trump's reply, the devout Christian writes, rhymed with, "Oh, spit, you've got to be trucking lidding me."
Come on, bro. There's not that much Christian in the world, bro. Come on.
Trucking lidding me?
Who does that? Like, to me, that's worse than cursing. Like, if you go through, it rhymes with, like that is, and that's so hack. Like that's like the hackiest premise of all premises.
Trucking lidding? It should be like cucking fitting, right?
Or why can he say trucking kidding? Like, kidding is not a...
Or just effing. Just say effing.
Yeah.
What's the coolest way to say the F word that's not the F word? It's definitely not bleep.
Freaking.
Oh,
frickin' or frickin'.
Frickin'.
Or what the frick? What the frick?
Frickin' gives me like sort of like a white boat dad, Christian, vibes, like boomer vibe, but like frick.
Or front door. What the front door? Like,
I say effing. Effing is the only way. Like effing. Plus, I like F's.
Yeah,
Francesca fuckface last name. No, okay. So that was the president's reaction. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Or cucking lidding, or what is it? Trucking lidding.
Oh shit, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh shit, are you?
Are you trucking lidding me?
Yeah. Oh spit.
Oh, spit, are you trucking lidding me? And then what happened? Okay, did they go into, sort of emergency mode? No, actually. On Sunday, the 27th of September, the first day between the test and the debate, Meadows said Trump did little except play golf in Virginia and stage an event for military families at which he, quote, spoke of the value of sacrifice. So, sounds like he did a lot. What else? In his book, Meadows does not mention that Trump also held a press conference indoors in the White House briefing room. And then on Monday, September 28th, Trump staged an event in which he talked to business leaders and looked inside of a cab of a new truck. He also held a Rose Garden press conference, quote, on the work we had all been doing to combat COVID-19. So he was doing a lot of shit. So he tests positive on the 26th. In the 27th, he has this indoor press conference. Indoor reception for Gold Star families indoors with the positive test.
What's a Gold Star family?
That's like a very valiant family.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
That's like the vet, but valiant vet.
I got you.
Extra valor.
It's like,
I'm not sure if it's because you were killed or you killed more people, but it means something to some people sometimes.
All right. I got you. Because when I heard that I was like, wow, that's Gold Star family.
Does it mean like is it like Gold Star lesbian where like you've never had a family?
Yeah, that's what my first thought was. But like, because good Gold Stars when you like, I was like, is Trump so juvenile that he just gives people like those old school Gold Stars? And
you're not Ivanka, but you're like a Gold Star family to me. Okay. So he had an event about COVID testing indoors, and then an indoor debate prep. This is like, it's like a very hungry caterpillar, but like, all the people that Trump coughed on. Like that's what happened on these days. These 3 days before the debate with a 77-year-old Joe Biden, Once again, they said they were going to be testing, but no, actually, Trump didn't get tested before that debate. Instead, the host, Chris Wallace of Fox News, later admitted Trump was not tested before the debate because he arrived late. And organizers, Wallace said, relied on the honor
system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, just,
Yeah, it's just crazy because for me, I feel like he's able to do those things, and that's where like some privilege comes in. Where like Barack Obama had to be perfect,
right.
and he wasn't, but he had to be. Like if Barack Obama had the resume of Donald Trump, he wouldn't be president of the United States. And Trump is allowed to make all kinds of mistakes and do all kinds of things. Like they should have just been like no, but they allowed him to do that.
Yeah. No, I've long thought, and history may prove me wrong, but I've long thought that like the Trump administration is like the Ring in Lord of the Ring of like white male, like rich privilege. It's like all the white supremacist capitalist patriarchy is in his one presidency, and you have to destroy it and like, drop it in the lava, and then it'll, you know what I mean? The spell is broken or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
because most of the times they try to act like that's not the thing. Where he linked into it. So if you look at like presidents, the last 5 or 6, you look at Ronald Reagan was the worst to me. Like he did more to destroy the black community than almost than people that own slaves. Just with like bringing crack and like using drugs to fund whatever he wanted to do.
Death squads in Central America. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not even new. And like I think it's just the accessibility to the president and like how we knew him prior with like the reality and like people related to him, even though most of the people that supported him, he hates those people.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me how they support him.
100%. He actually blamed him getting COVID. This is Trump blamed getting COVID on all of his fans. Like, they cough everywhere. They coughed on me. He even blamed the Gold Star families. Again, military families whose children died. Or like, oh no, it was the lazy vets families who got me sick. No. So he continues to do this debate. He's been tested. Now, Mark Meadows, in his defense in all this, and he's trying to play it both ways. Let's see how. Is no. He's not trying to reveal anything about the president or burn the president. In fact, because they continued to take other tests that showed he was negative, that he's saying, no, we did everything right. This is just a little tidbit. I'm not using this to sell books with, libs who watch CNN. Like that's, and of course you are, buddy. But no, he's saying he's not. So let me show you a little clip from him. This is from Newsmax. Him swearing that just like Trump, who said that this story is fake news, that it is fake news.
Mark Meadows, the author of The Chief's Chief, joins us now to talk more about that. You've been a popular guy in the last week or so. Mark, it's good to see you. I want to start off with the COVID story. The media is going nuts with the story. I believe the president says it's fake news. What is the story here?
Well, the president's right. It's fake news. If you actually read the book, the context of it, that story outlined a false positive. Literally had a test, had 2 other tests after that showed that he didn't have COVID during the debate, and yet the way that the media wants to spin it is certainly to be as negative about Donald Trump as they possibly can, while giving Joe Biden a pass.
Sure. Yeah. No, you want to make book sales. That is a juicy nugget. And let me just explain what Mark Meadows actually did after he got that positive test. So Trump was like, we're basically ignoring this. So Meadows says Trump took that call as a, quote, full permission to press on as if nothing happened. I believe this was his negative test after he tested positive. His chief of staff, meaning Meadows himself, however, instructed everyone in his immediate circle to treat him as if he was positive throughout a Pennsylvania trip. Quote, I didn't want to take unnecessary risks, Meadows writes, but I also didn't want to alarm the public if there was nothing to worry about, which according to the new, much more accurate test, there was not. Okay, so he's saying, no, it was fine. But even though I did all the protocols and I totally treated him as if he was sick. No, yeah, exactly. you behaved as if he was sick because he tested positive.
Because he was sick.
Because he was sick. Now let's talk about those other tests. What were those tests? So they ran the same test. Hang on. They ran the same test that they took that gave him that positive through a different system. They didn't do a new swab, same swab through what was called the Binax Now test. And there were specific reasons to be wary of Trump's negative result. Trump and Meadows were in a hurry on a flight to Pennsylvania, and the Binax Now instruction sheet warned that, quote, false negative results can occur if the test results are read before 15 minutes. An article in Nature published in September 16, 2020 had cautioned that because such speedy antigen tests need robust virus samples, quote, to produce a positive result, the test might give a false negative result. So a CDC would later find that Binax Now test failed to detect COVID infections in nearly 2 of every 3 asymptomatic carriers.
That part.
Your test didn't work. Your test didn't work. You fucking showed up, flaunted all the regulations. I mean, like, we all knew, right? Because days later, when he announced that he was sick, later that day he went to the hospital. Like, in what case did COVID ramp up that fast? It doesn't ramp up that fast.
Yeah, and then that was another thing where, like, he was just talking about, like, I'll beat it. I took this. But as soon as he got it and was sick, he went. They like flew him in a helicopter to Walter Reed, and he got the best treatments because he is the president of the United States.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, and the Gold Star families are, yes, a family member of a fallen service member who died while serving in a time of conflict. No, totally safe to blame them for getting you sick. No, very, very cool. Yeah, but there's going to be no ramifications. And the last thing I want to say on this is not from me, but is from the current president. So what does Joe Biden have to say? He's, after all, the person who was put at risk for getting COVID, in addition to Chris Wallace. But Chris Wallace is mostly made of wax and Harvard. And so what did Biden say in response to this news that he potentially was exposed to the virus through the president at this debate? Let's look.
Trump tested positive for COVID 3 days before your first debate. Do you think the former president put you at risk?
I don't think about the former president.
Mr.
Thank
President,
you.
Slowly do the walk away.
Yeah, he's clueless, man. Jesus, I hate that, like, Trump was so bad that we had to pick Joe Biden. That is the comedy of errors right there. Yeah, because I tell people, like, American picking the president, like, no other job in your life. Like, if you had an 80-year-old server, you'd be like, oh, why aren't they retired? But you're gonna, and I know it's ageism, but, like, as you get older, you start to lose certain things, and I don't know, an 80-year-old person.
No, it is interesting, though. We've all sort of seen the two sides of, yes, an octogenarian, a septuagenarian. Let's be real. The racist angry, i.e. Trump, or the sort of like, like out to lunch, but sweet, Gramps wants to smell your hair, etc. And, like, we all know which one we would choose.
Who
obviously
has a very racist past as well.
Who's made lots of excuses for busing and things like this. But like, we all know who we would choose. But that's exactly where we have been in this last year's up against a wall, having to decide, how we want to die.
It's like telling somebody, like, all right, you can shit your pants or you can have diarrhea in your pants.
Oh yeah, I want something solid in my pants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Funnily enough, I think both of those men probably wear Depends.
Exactly. It depends.
Show us the undies
on the day.
Look, okay, here's my thing, and we got to move on. Everyone thinks about Trump every single fucking day because he was a train wreck neo-fascist who nearly ruined our country and led an insurrection against it on January 6th. Every goddamn day we think about it. At some point, you're like, you have like that moment, the heart seizure, and you're like, wake up in the middle of the night. Like, at least I do, maybe less now, but and you're not thinking about him. You're not thinking about this fucking mess. You don't realize that you owe your presidency to the fact that the guy before you was so fucking bad. You're not going to try. Like, that scares me that you're not thinking about him. And then not only that, you don't have a comeback. You can't hit back at that. Someone hands you on a platter a political, like a way to score some good political points, not just for bullshit, but for real good political points. And you can say nothing
because he doesn't have that ability to be, to impromptu some things, because everything has to be so well calculated for him. So I'm pretty sure they said if they ask you about Trump, just leave. Just say you're not going to talk about it.
Yeah. As slowly as you possibly can.
And then
turn away, Joe.
No,
but and that's the thing is, like, if they're putting a leash on him, I'm mad. Like, if his handlers are putting a leash on Biden, fuck that. Let him go. Let him be mad. I'll be the cranky. We need cranky is better than complacent. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuationroom. Do it.